I hope this next Robot Master has packed his trunk, because this ain't gonna take that long at all. So, Woodman. He's a boss that I don't think anyone actually likes. Not like out of difficulty, but just because he's not really that good of a Robot Master. He is actually made mostly of wood. Heck, even some of his processors or something are made of wood as well, and there's just like a very thin layer of metal protecting him overall, so yeah, I don't know what Wily was thinking, but wood-based robot, definitely not one of his best ideas. I mean, he'd eventually make Springman, but even so, Woodman's pretty bad. I do like his stage, though. It's pretty neat. Uh-oh, it's a mini-boss. Better take care of this guy. He can be pretty tricky. You just have to keep jumping over his fire. And, oh, by the way, I lied. He's not tricky at all. But once we enter this room... Oh, no, there's another one! Okay, this time he's really tricky, because, see, we gotta pass his fire first, and then we'll go up, and then we jump, and then we keep shooting him, and his trails get shorter, I guess. Maybe it's just because of sprite limit, and that wasn't difficult either, but, oh no, round 3! Oh, this time he's on a different level, and we kinda have to do the same thing as last time, but we have to jump before we can go to the fire and get past it, and also, that's not very difficult either. But yeah, I do kind of think the stage design's neat. You know, we get... Actually, this isn't a tree, is it? This is just kind of a cave. Okay, never mind. This stage is actually a bit less cool, because... I don't know why, but I always thought of this section as a tree, but yeah, it's definitely a cave, isn't it? Actually, wait a minute. If I remember correctly, that doesn't... Yeah, because we're just suddenly out into the forest. The monkey robots aren't a problem on normal difficulty, because they just kind of try to hang around and jump at you, but you can just destroy them in one hit. Be careful of the bird robots, though. When they drop their egg, if it hits the ground, then they'll spawn a whole lot of little birds, which are very annoying to deal with just because their hitbox is tiny. That being said, though, they are, of course, very good for little pickups and the like. Just like the drill things. I don't think the toads were all that good, though. Oh yeah, and the rabbits are great because they kind of just fire carrots at you. Very slow, non-animated carrots. This is really the only difficult rabbit, though. I would suggest using the Metal Blade just because I haven't actually mentioned it before, but it is one of the most broken weapons in the game, and in fact maybe the series in general, because you can throw it in all the directions, and it doesn't really take up much weapon energy, so you can use it a lot. That's why everyone does Metal Man stage first, just so they can abuse Metal Blade. These guys try to trick you. First one will probably be the one that hits you, but once you learn that they jump over you whenever they get up to you, they're easy. They are definitely a fake-out enemy. Overall, don't do too much other than the fake-out. And look at that, we're at the boss. So, Woodman here is actually, I wouldn't say difficult, but definitely a tricky boss to actually get past his attacks. You do have to jump at just the right time. I would later be a little bit better at jumping the shield. But yeah, not during this battle, unfortunately, so this isn't my best run. That being said, shooting him to death is not really that difficult at all. I'd say his bark is worse than his bite, but did he even really have bark in the first place? I mean, he had plenty of bark, but he didn't really have any bark. Ah well, we've taken care of him, and after throwing him on the pile for kindling, we're gonna move on to the Robot Master that will actually light that kindling.